What is up, YouTube, Twitter? How you guys doing tonight? Of course, we are back with another mock draft here tonight. Typical, we're doing like a mock draft tonight, so that is currently what is happening. It's a Sunday night. We are grinding fantasy football. What do you think is happening? That's kind of what we will be doing. But before we get started, if you have not already, like and subscribe on the stream. If you're watching the replay, please like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers by the beginning of football season. We're currently at like 42, 43. So let me know what you think. And we are going to cut to the intro video. Just made this today. Got two different options. So you'll be seeing those over the next few days. Let me know which one you like better. So we are back. We are going to be grinding another fantasy football mock draft. So I am trying to get some people up in this mock, and we currently do not have anyone here yet. So we will just be kind of chilling as we kind of wait to fill up this mock. So we'll see what happens as we continue. But yeah, if you are just tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow we will be dropping my RB 1 through 10 for redraft rankings. Just going to be happening. We are trying to put out more content as we kind of continue on. So, yep. Yeah, we're starting to fill up here. We are getting it going. But yeah, if you are just checking in, thank you so much for all the support, guys. This has meant a lot as we continue to grind on this channel, putting out as we are figuring out exactly what we're doing with our fantasy football strategy going into 2022 redraft season. I know a lot of people are starting to have their leaks, so that's kind of what's happening. We currently need another like 10 people. So sorry for the wait. If you are watching the replay, maybe skip ahead a little bit until we get all these people kind of in as we're kind of going. And I'm going to be drafting a little bit later. I don't like the 9 spot, but that's where I'm going to be drafting from here today. Hey, what is a catch? I appreciate you being here, being into the channel, man. You know, I appreciate you tuning in. Means quite a bit, a lot. Giving Mason Dodd vibes, bro, 100%. That is exactly kind of what I'm going for here. Mason's like a huge inspiration for me. Man, dude's a legend. I started following Mason back in 2019. I think finally was just like maybe like a month ago was like, I just need to kind of get involved and like, I want to make content. I've been playing fantasy football since 2007. So then I've been playing Dynasty Fantasy Football since 2015. So it's like I felt like me and Mason's stories like really aligned, and he absolutely killed it. So I don't have like the nice like sports coat. I don't have like the nice setup, but we'll get there eventually. So hey, dude, if you like what I'm doing, I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers by the beginning of redraft season or beginning of the football season. So if you would like, subscribe, and even just leave a comment on the YouTube channel or on this like live that we're doing, would mean a lot as we kind of try to grow the channel and everything like that. So yeah, dude, thanks so much for being here. As we're doing this like free mock draft, we need more people. This is the one thing with Sleeper. I didn't invite any of my, I didn't really let anyone that follows the channel know that we were going live tonight because I'm trying to just like grow, you know, trying to meet new people exactly like you and grow from here. So what is a catch? I appreciate you being here, man. Means a lot. What is a catch? Do you make content or anything like that? Are you you making any type of content? We need 3 more spots and then we'll start this draft. Three more spots. 3 more spots. 4 more spots. 4 more spots. But yeah, 5 minutes in. Sorry that we didn't have. I should have started the stream a little bit later, but I thought we could. We've been kind of getting everyone going here recently, a lot faster. We're just blasting it out into the sleeper world, trying to get people in here. Deshaun's massage parlor just joined. Appreciate being here. Three more teams. What is Catch? I don't actually know your real name, so I'll just be calling you that for what is now. But you said, I like to think I'm rounding my fantasy approach, though. I've been trying to break in, but my biggest audience is the true group chats I'm in. Hey, man, that's where you got to start. You got to first be like the people that everyone comes to for your fantasy football knowledge in like your friend groups. And then from there, it's about spreading into producing content like this, having the backing. And I think that's like, oh, subscriber number 43. What is a catch, my man? It means a lot for you to be here. So thanks so much for stopping in. We still need 3 freaking teams. Okay, we need 2 more. 2 more. Two more. But subscriber number 43 means a lot. To the other second person watching this right now, thank you so much for being here. We are Hurricane. Okay, I'll call you Hurricane from here on out. But yeah, thanks so much for being here, my man. Excited to do this mock draft with you. Excited that you found the channel. To everyone joining in, we are waiting to get this mock draft started. We have 1 more spot available. So I've been posting this in like the sleeper thing. So if you are not in our sleeper chat or it's not in the sleeper mock and you are here, then come by, join us up. If not, we are just waiting on 1, and I'm about to just start this draft, and we'll just have the mock draft do it. But I think that does us all a disservice. So thanks so much for being here to my viewers. If you have any questions about fantasy football, about kind of things that you're seeing, leave it in the YouTube comments. It really helps me out with the algorithm. So if you've not subscribed already, subscribe. Leave a comment and like the stream. Really helps us as we try to expand. We're trying to reach other people. We're not trying to reach your friends that don't follow fantasy football content. We're trying to reach the people that are doing a mock draft on a Sunday night, and that is you. And so thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for supporting the channel. What is a catch? Who's your favorite? I mean, are you a Browns fan? I can kind of base that on your logo. Oh, we got the draft full. So we are starting the draft, and we are up and Adam. If you are new to the channel, my 101 this year is Christian McCaffrey. I know that's a bold take to be saying. I'm actually dropping my running backs video 1 through 10 tomorrow, so that'll be dropping tomorrow. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey, he's my 101. Based just on the fact that Christian McCaffrey has proven 29, 27, 30 fantasy points a game. Can't really be that. I know Jonathan Tate, there's the injury concerns with Christian McCaffrey, but as a running back, all running backs are injury prone. And so that's something that you kind of have to put in consideration. Was catch Craig, Browns fan for life. Okay, good to know. So here at the 9 spot, it's always interesting to see who falls to you. I've been seeing anything like seeing Justin Jefferson go at 1-3 is kind of crazy. If I'm here in the next few picks, like you don't know, will it be like a Jamar Chase? Will it be a Najee Harris, Joe Mixon? I actually have Joe Mixon. Spoiler alert for tomorrow as my RB5 in redraft rankings. I know he finished RB5 last year, but the thing with Joe Mixon, the offense is going to be way better. So yeah, I actually have Dalvin Cook over Austin Eckler and Joe Mixon higher. So I think we're going to be leaning that way depending on how it falls. And then Dalvin Cook goes right before us. So Joe Mixon is right there, but Jamar Chase is also there. But I really think I'll get a decent receiver running back on the way back. So I'm going to go Joe Mixon. Starting off solid with the top 5 RB in my opinion. What is a catch? Correct. Browns for life. I use the same track of logic that you use for CMC number 1 for my rankings of Henry at 3. Yeah. Henry is my RB3 too. So what is a catch? If you stop by tomorrow, watch my video. It's like a 12 or 13-minute long video, just walking through my rankings, kind of explaining based on player profiler and some of my other thoughts on that. But yeah, let me know what you think about that tomorrow, because I think it's always interesting. I think a lot of like consensus fantasy football rankers, like, I mean, there is a lot of consensus, but I think once you kind of back up what you're saying, like it makes sense a little bit more. Alvin Kamara didn't even crack my top 10. And maybe that's a mistake. I just think I'm a little bit concerned about what still might happen to Alvin Kamara, just based on the way that they handled the Deshaun Watson situation. No, it's totally 2 separate situations. And here I am back on the clock. So all the receivers that I want are off the board. I have typically gone Travis Kelce here, but I'm actually going to, I see my other running back that I want, and I'm going to go double running back here. Saquon Barkley. I have him over Aaron Jones. And maybe, now looking at it, I had Javonte Williams. I might not actually like the DeAndre Swift. I have DeAndre Swift like 11th in my rankings. I have him behind Javonte Williams. That's a hard for me. That is a hard one for me. This little selection of running backs between Alvin Kamara, Swift, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Javonte Williams is really, really tough on a points per game basis, and also just trying to evaluate them. They're so like whoever falls to, like if you're in this back at like an indie cafe and one of those guys, I've seen those guys fall, like kind of just depends. So what is a catch? We'll do. I'm sitting in a chair for 5 hours tomorrow, so I got plenty of downtime. What is a catch? I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm probably going to be posting the video. Typically it goes live around like 11 or 12. I just recorded it tonight, so I'm not even going to edit it. Just did a 1-take Drake, kind of like I'm doing here. And so we'll just post that. I have some graphics, got a new streaming software. So hopefully it turns out. So after I drafted Saquon Barkley and Aaron Jones was off the board, we had Javonte Williams, Deebo Samuel, Travis Kelce, Nick Chubb, Leonard Fournette, CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, and then Tyreek Hill. Yesterday it was crazy. I saw Tyreek Hill go off at like 310. I've been saying all offseason, like, why draft Tyreek Hill in the 2nd when you can get Jalen Waddle in the 4th? But those are some of my just my thoughts. Maybe I'm too low on Tyreek Hill this year, because he has proven that he is a superstar. But now he has Tua, not Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball. And I know he says there's no difference, but dude's lying. He's just trying to hype up Tua. Zeke at 3-1, AJ Brown, Michael Pittman. Really love those picks in the 3rd round, especially if you went like running back. Mark Andrews at the 3-4. My man, I appreciate that. I actually have 3 guitars. So currently, yeah, right behind me, I have a Gibson Les Paul. It's just a studio version. I just got that off Marketplace like maybe 5 or 6 months ago. I got a Martin guitar acoustic, and then I have a Fender Telecaster. In high school, I used to be in like some rock bands, but currently right now it is pretty much just me playing at church. That is the extent to my my musical abilities. That I wish I could get like in another rock band, dude. That'd be killer. So now I went running back, and we are going right here. So we're looking at running backs, all the running backs that I really like. I think I can get another one on my way back. And so I think I'm going to take my first receiver, and, I'm going to go Keenan Allen. It was between Keenan Allen and T Higgins for me. The toss up, the thing with Keenan Allen, I just think he's a little bit more safer. Maybe T Higgins has the upside, so maybe I should have gone that way, but going Saquon Barkley, like I want a safer option as my wide receiver 1. If I'm constructing my roster. So what did we have here? What is a catch? Sweet. I played my Washburn in the church band. I had to pick that on hold for college. Getting back off. Yeah, man. Excited for you going back to college. What college do you go to? And also, yeah, Travis Etienne just went off the board. Really upsetting. Dude, if you could, what is a catch? If you could leave a comment on the YouTube stream, mean a lot, man. I know you're commenting in the Sleeper app, but it does help me on my YouTube algorithm if you leave a comment. Not that we can't interact here. Middle of nowhere, AG college. I went to a middle of nowhere college too. I went to Grace College out here in Indiana, and no one knows of it because it was like 1,500 students. So it's essentially a high school. After I drafted Keenan Allen, we had T Higgins, Travis Etienne, David Montgomery, Deontay Johnson, and then Terry McLaurin off the board. So I'm about to be back on the clock. I'm hoping a running back falls to me. I know Cam Akers just went off the board. So typically right here, I would either go DJ Moore or I would go Breece Hall. I'm going to just hammer the running back position here. I was going to go Breece Hall, but I'm going to go DJ Moore. I switched up, switched what I was saying. Hey, Hurricane, appreciate you showing up in the chat. What's up? Keep it going, my man. Yeah, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being in the draft. Thanks for absolutely like just being here and interacting, man. Means a lot to the channel. Ben Sills, I got CMC at 3. What was this, a home league? Was this a Ben? Let me know. Was this, who are you playing with? 10-man, 12-man league? Because that's killer, man. If you can get CMC, just get CMC. Like that's the thing that I'm saying. If you can just get CMC, you're feeling so good about it. But yeah, Ben, appreciate you being here to the channel. We will be doing a lot more mock drafts. I'm releasing my RB 1 through 10 rankings here tomorrow. We just, I would say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, got done with our Dynasty Fantasy Football content, and now we're full on into redraft content. As we continue into the season, we are going to be doing lives every night. We're going to be doing start and sits. I'm going to be putting together kind of like a Pat McAfee type show where I bring in on one of my friends. We're just going to be talking fantasy football, whether it's fantasy football or dynasty fantasy football. Yeah, trying to do content each and every day. This is not my full-time thing. I am a software sales rep full-time, but I have a passion for fantasy football. Absolutely love fantasy football. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So thanks so much for the support, Ben. Like I said, to my 4 viewers right now, if you haven't liked and subscribed, like and subscribe. It means a lot, helps out the channel. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers by the beginning of by the NFL season. I'm at like 53 right now because of my man Hurricane. So appreciate if you would help a boy out, help a brother out, you know? But yeah, so after I drafted DJ Moore, we had Mike Williams, Breece Hall, Jalen Waddle, Hollywood Brown, Allen Robinson, Patrick Mahomes, Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks keeps going up and up the board as we continue on into this bout to get to the season. Granted, this is where he should have been going like the last 2 years, but he keeps like creeping up. Darren Waller at the 412, DK Metcalf the 5-1, Amon St. Brown, George Kittle, Jerry Jeudy, Michael Thomas, and then Josh Jacobs. Then we had Hurricane in the sleeper chat say, love me some Dynasty. I'm only here because I picked 4 in my one redraft league. Well, you're having a solid team so far. Once we get done with this Hurricane, I will grade your team for you. So I will give you a grade once we kind of get done with this. I'm on the clock. I'm just chatting it away. Running backs on the board. No one that I absolutely love. I'm more of a wait on a I don't love, like I said, I don't love any of the wide receivers. So I'm just going to take the tight end. I think Dalton Schultz is definitely my tight end for this year. I like it if you can get him in the 6th round. So if I could have gotten him at the 6-4, but based on the tight ends, I don't think, and seeing the teams, he was not going to fall to me. So right now I'm feeling pretty good. Got my 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and I got my solid tight end. So I'm building a solid team. I don't necessarily think I have the upside that I've been looking for, but that is okay. And then we had Ben come in with another comment here saying, I got CMC at 3. Type any suggestions in the 2nd, man. Yeah. Tell me who's the top available. Who would you be looking at in the 2nd? Typically, like if we're looking at the 2nd of this draft, make sure I'm not on the board. This guy got like Mike Evans, but like, let's say like I've seen Lenny fall the way there. I've seen Nick Chubb fall. Like I do like AJ Brown a lot, but I think you can get him in the early 3rd. If you can get AJ Brown in the 3rd, if you can double up on running back and get AJ Brown as your wide receiver 1, feel really good about that for you, Ben. But yeah, let me know who's the top available. Would love to help you out, man. After I drafted Dalton Schultz, we had Kyler Murray, Gabe Davis, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, and Elijah Mitchell. So just a few different options. As we're kind of coming back towards me, I'm thinking the quarterbacks, there are some really solid quarterbacks available, and I might just as well take one of those because if you can get an elite option, and just Justin Herbert falls right into my lap. And of course, I'm taking Justin Herbert all day at the week. I almost took him in the 5th. Glad I didn't wait on quarterback, but even I would have been very happy taking Lamar Jackson in the 6th. If you can get one of like a Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray, those are typically the ones you can get in the 6th. I do not know why Justin Herbert fell to the 6th in this draft. Those are the type of quarterbacks I'm taking. I'm usually, and if you can't get those guys, like I'm not taking Patrick Mahomes in the 4th. I'm not taking Josh Allen in the 3rd. Where did Josh Allen go? Yeah, he went at the 3-6. I'm typically waiting. If I can't get one of these guys in the 6th, then I'm going to punt quarterback until the 8th or 9th round. It's going to fill out your roster a lot better. And yeah, So let me know if you are here in the chat. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Trying to get to 50 subscribers by the beginning of football season. So like and subscribe means a lot to me. If you find value, if you want to get in these mock drafts with me, follow me on YouTube. We will be doing these live pretty much every night and up until the fantasy football season. And yeah, we're going to be putting out more content tomorrow. I am releasing a video. We are going through my running backs 1 through 10 rankings for redraft. And then the next day, we're going to be doing 11 through 20. And then we'll be doing wide receivers later on this week, as well as we're going live again tomorrow night doing another mock. So after Lamar Jackson, we had Amari Cooper, Damian Harris, and then Jalen Hurts at the 6'11. Then Joe Burrow goes off at the 6'12. Cordell Patterson goes off at the 7'1. And then Rashad Bateman, Devontae Smith. We got a few people on auto. What does it catch, my man? Hurricane up drafts DeAndre Hopkins, man. Let me know. What are you thinking about DeAndre Hopkins? 6-game suspension. I understand he's now he's your wide receiver 4, so you will be able to wait for him in your league. I am back on the clock, and I'm looking at running backs. There's Kenneth Walker. I do like me some Elijah Moore, and that's where I'm going to go with this pick. I'm going to take Elijah Moore. Typically I could probably have gotten him maybe coming back, but I do think Elijah Moore, from everything we've seen, does have that like breakout ability. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. Hurricane says in the sleeper chat, low price, high upside with DeAndre Hopkins, no injury recovery to worry about. Yeah, man, he's going to come back fully. Well, we hope. Sometimes when they don't get started and everything like that, an older guy like him, I think he's 29 or 30. Sometimes those soft tissue injuries and like the hamstrings really take place, but nothing crazy that we can't consider. So. But yeah, to everyone watching, tuning in right now, appreciate you guys hanging out with me on your Sunday night. You could be anywhere else, but you are here talking, drafting, doing a little bit of fantasy football content. So thanks so much for being here. If you have not left a comment in the chat, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, like the live. Helps me out a lot as we are trying to grow this channel to 50 subscribers. Honestly, man, when I started this channel, I did not think, the whole goal was just to produce fantasy football content. And I've gotten to interact with a lot of cool people like Ben, like Hurricane. So appreciate you guys being here, jumping in. And this is another position. I already got my quarterback, so maybe I should look at drafting another running back. And, here, I guess we are just going to go with Ken Walker. We're going to take the upside of knowing that he's going to get a decent chunk of the carries. Because what? Did Rashard Penny win at the 8-1? Like, Ken Walker, they drafted him in the second round. And I know what everyone's saying. They're saying, oh, they're going to be splitting carries 50-50, all that shenanigans. That always happens every offseason. Rashard Penny, even though he had an amazing year at the end of last year, he will not be able to hold down the whole job for the whole year because of the fact that Ken Walker got that second round draft capital. Give it until week 8, week 10. Ken Walker will emerge as the RB1 in that backfield. And that is why I'm taking him as my RB3. High upside, especially with the Seahawks offense being absolute trash this year. They're going to have to run the ball. Not that I'm not against DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett this year. I think their values have fallen appropriately for not having Russell Wilson, and they are really talented, but those are some of my thoughts on Rashard Penny. So after Ken Walker, we had Hawkinson, Edmonds, Hunter Renfrow, Devin Singletary, Tom Brady, James Cook. So you drafted Tom Brady, Hurricane, Cook, Ramondre Stevenson, Robert Woods, Melvin Gordon, Dameon Pierce, Burks, Kirk, Tyler Lockett, and then Garrett Wilson. And then CN25, man, I agree. I agree with that. I think Ken Walker is pretty injured. He has the hernia injury. But I had a hernia when I was a kid. They just go in. He probably won't be walking for 3 or 4 days. And then essentially what's going to happen is, cool, maybe he starts the season in a 50-50 split. But like I said, it's not going to be crazy for him to, by week 8, week 9, taking on 65% of the carries. And that's super valuable. And I just autoed with Aaron Rodgers as I was talking about that. So my bad on that. Autoing in my own mock, looking bad. That's on me. I would not have taken Aaron Rodgers there. I already grabbed a quarterback. So I love when the sleeper auto does that. So as a reminder, if you do, I think I've been autoing like the last few lives because I get talking about a player. But yeah, just a reminder, sleeper autos are terrible. So if you somehow miss a pick and you're drafting a sleeper, they do not do you kind. So after I somehow auto drafted Aaron Rodgers, we had Chase Claypool, Trey Lance, much would have preferred Trey Lance, Chris Olave, Kadarius Toney, and then Matthew Stafford off the board. My team went from, I thought I was drafting a solid like B team to now I just went to C plus with that Aaron Rodgers pick. Embarrassing myself on a live stream, typical behavior. But we'll see what falls to me. I'm looking at some of the wide receivers. I do like a George Pickens here, or even a Tyler Boyd. I already got the Joe Mixon. And I'm on the board, and I'm taking Sky Moore. I'm just going to go with the upside receiver. We don't, of course, know what he's going to be involved. What wide receiver number is he going to be? Is he going to be wide receiver 1, 2, or 3? I mean, granted, Travis Kelce's already the wide receiver 1, so it's going to be hard for us to necessarily know what he's going to be. But I think the thing that we have to remember is Sky Moore was drafted with that second round draft capital. He is a hyper athletic wide receiver, and I think they're going to find ways to get him the ball. And I think Sky Moore is going to produce, because I know the same thing was said about Mecole Hardman, but I'm a little bit more confident in Sky Moore. Especially when I got him now, he's my wide receiver 4. So feeling pretty good about that. Maybe I should have gone George Pickens. Maybe I should have gone Tyler Boyd, but those are some of my thoughts. What is catch? You drafted Alexander Madison. I forget. You're just going with the high upside RB handcuff. So also agree with that. Yeah. Sky Moore is definitely more of a complete player. So after we had Cole Kmet, Hines, Darrell Henderson, Michael Gallup, and then Michael Carter off the board, and my man is back on the clock, seeing who he's going to draft. He went Brian Robinson, high upside. Is he the RB1 in Washington? We shall see. I still don't think there's that. I still don't think Antonio Gibson's just out of the woodwork yet. Like, I think there's a solid chance that he plays. I am drafting Kenny Gainwell. I've been drafting Kenny Gainwell everywhere in the 11th round. The fact that he's going to be starting over Miles Sanders by week 5. And Miles Sanders going at 7.5, and you get Kenny Gainwell at 11.9, because people think that somehow Miles Sanders is a good running back. And I think he is. I just think they haven't used him appropriately. And I think Kenny Gainwell is a better fit to the system. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot more, high-powered offense with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. So I think Gainwell is a safer late-round pick. Like, I can't believe he went after Isaiah Spiller. I know that was autoed, and a lot of these are autoed at this point, but the Gainwell hype it's going to get there. So I'm back on the clock. We're going with the receiver. I was going to take him in the last pick, but Rondale Moore, same exact reason Hurricane took Hopkins. He's going to be competing with Hollywood Brown, Zach Ertz for the first 6 weeks. So I think there's definitely value for him to take over. And especially if something happens to one of those other receivers before Hopkins gets back, Rondale Moore has proven in the first 4 weeks of last season that he can produce some fantasy points. Granted, I know he had a huge busted play that accounted for most of his fantasy points last season, but I think it counted for like 10 or 15% of his total year fantasy points, or I can't remember what the exact number was, but I think he's going to have a good year. Then we had Jarvis Landry, Algier, Rashard White, Higbee, Khalil Herbert, Christian Watson, Isaiah Pacheco, Tolbert, Jamal Williams. Why? This is another thing. Why, if you're like following, and I know that was autoed, like Christian Watson's ADP compared to like Romeo Dubs. I think it's Dobbs. I think it's Dobbs is how you say it. Actually, like, it should not be that far off. And then we are back on the clock. We kind of have a lot of our positions locked up. We're feeling pretty good about things. I'm going Noah Fant here, getting that backup tight end. Nothing's changed for him besides the fact that now he's playing with essentially the same system that he was. Same exact quarterback, still has Drew Lock, still is playing with 2 really good wide receivers on the outside. So Noah Fant was drafted as a tight end 8 last year, produced like tight end 10. Now he's being drafted as like the tight end 18, and nothing's changed. Just people freaking out that now he's playing for the Seahawks, even though we're just upset. It's like the upset that he's not playing with Russell Wilson. So what is a catch? Yes, it is pronounced Dobbs. For all of us in the chat, Dobbs. That's how you say it. Romeo Dobbs. I'm glad that he told everyone how to actually say his name. So we are looking at receivers or running backs with some upside. And you know what? I haven't drafted him at all in any mock drafts. And I think now's just the time that we say, wait, did he just go? Yes, he just went. McThuckin freaking taking him. Oh, from out of, but it's okay. We're taking Alec Pierce. Reports from camp are Alec Pierce is going to be the wide receiver 2 for Matty Boy Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts. So feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty good. After I drafted Alec Pierce, we had Galladay, Njoku, Odell Beckham, which is autoed, which another dumb reason you should never have sleeper auto for you because you're not on a team. Winston, KJ Osborne, and then Darrell Williams. We got our man CHINTT5. I don't know. Are you watching? Are you watching the YouTube? CH? I don't know if he's watching the YouTube. If you are, would appreciate if you liked and subscribed, my man. Would mean a lot to the channel. He drafted Eno Benjamin, then Wan'Dale Robinson went off the board. Eno Benjamin's an interesting case. We gotta remember that Darrell Williams is there. So is Darrell Williams going to be the RB2? Is Eno Benjamin going to be the RB2? I don't know. I'm a big Darrell Williams fan. The fact that he produced like he did last year over a CEH makes me confident in his abilities as a backup. Eno Benjamin, of course, they're saying rave reports out of camp with the Cardinals, and so that'll be an interesting battle to keep my eye on. I have a lot of Darrell Williams shares, so I'm hoping the best for Darrell Williams, but could be Benjamin. And I am back on the clock. Had a lot of players go off the board, and I am taking Nico Collins with my last pick in this mock draft. And so that is it. We are almost done with this mock, so we are going to be doing some team grades from here on out. So if you are here in the chat, I'm going to be doing what is a catch because he has been active, but anyone else here wants a grade on their team, let me know. So what is a catch? First drafted Derrick Henry, then went Lenny Fournette at the 2-9, Mark Andrews at the 3-4, Allen Robinson at the 4-9, Jerry Jeudy at the 5-4, Amari Cooper at the 6-9, DeAndre Hopkins at the 7-4, high upside. Of course, you have to deal with the fact that he's going to be suspended. So then we had Tom Brady, Kirk, Madison, Brian Robinson, Khalil Herbert, TDP, drafted a ton of backups. So thing is, he almost went like a 0 RB build, but he had the 2 robust RB. So, KJ Osborne, Robert Tonyan. I think maybe if I would have taken one of the receivers, I'm going to give you just a solid B+, man. That I'm just being honest. That's going to be my grade for this team. I think you have the upside at receiver. We're just hoping that Hopkins can step up. Amari Cooper, if he's playing 12 weeks without Deshaun Watson, I mean, I probably would have taken Rashard Bateman or Devontae Smith over Amari Cooper at this point. And then Jerry Jeudy having to compete with targets with Sutton. So that is kind of my grade on your team. We then had good old Mike. Appreciate you stopping into the stream. Appreciate you drafting with us here tonight. It's pronounced Chinte 25. Okay. Did I say it right? Chinte 25. Okay, cool. Hopefully I did. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. So we had, of course, Christian McCaffrey at the 1-2. And at the beginning of the stream, I talked about my love for Christian McCaffrey. So Christian McCaffrey at the 1-2, Mike Evans at the 2-1, 2-11. Of course, they brought in Julio Jones. So the upside might not necessarily be there as high as it was earlier this offseason when everyone's like, oh, Mike Evans, he was going anywhere between like we said, the 2-8 to the 3-3. I really still like that pick though, because then you did get AJ Brown. So you have 2 really solid, wide receiver 1 capable wide receivers. You then bring in Brandon Cooks, who is a high end wide receiver 2, almost low end wide receiver 1 on a year by year basis. So I feel like that was a little bit of a reach. I might have taken DK Metcalf for the upside and then drafted Brandon Cooks or Monte Brown at your next pick, but that's okay. Because you did get Brandon Cooks and Monte Brown, and I think both of those guys are going to perform really well. You then got Jalen Hurts and Rashard Bateman, Ramondre Stevenson, Dameon Pierce, Cole Kmet. If you do a late tight end, I realize now my face is in the way of this. So let me figure this out. There we go. So if you do a late tight end build, Cole Kmet, it's a great target. Michael Gallup, Isaiah Pacheco, Justin Fields, Eno Benjamin, and then Trey Sermon. I love the Hero RB build, my man. I'm going to give you a B+ too. Not that it couldn't have been an A. I just think if I think one more running back was I don't love Stevenson as your RB2. If we're talking a redraft format, but Respect for you for going hero RB, knowing that Christian McCaffrey is probably going to get you eight, like almost win you like 8 games by himself. So respect for you. Appreciate you being here, Mike. Means a lot. Like I said, if you guys are still here and you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe and like. We're going to be doing a lot more of these mocks, so that I will also be posting these like ahead of time. Like we're going live in 2 or 3 hours, so that you know. And so if you want to get in a mock with me, we can do the mock and we can do stuff like that. And then we got another Mike drafted in the 12th spot, McThucken. I think, is that how you say it? McThucken? Yeah, I like that name. I like that name. So we got Jamar Chase at the 112, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery at the 312. So I love Swift. Love David Montgomery just as your RB2. You know he's probably going to get the volume. It's probably not going to be great volume, but it's volume. And you're getting him. I would have preferred Travis Etienne, but I know he didn't fall to you. So no offense. I would still take Montgomery over Cam Akers. It's pretty close for me between Montgomery and Breece Hall. But like I said, you got to follow me for the videos coming out the next 2 days talking about my running back rankings. Deontay Johnson at the 4-1. Love that as your wide receiver 2. He's going to still be getting 140 to 150 targets. And hopefully it's a little bit further down the field. And you got J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon. So you kind of went robust RB in like a cool way of going about it, because you got your 2 solid wide receivers. You then get Dallas Goedert, Rashard Penny. Then you absolutely hammer wide receiver here with Chris Olave, Kadarius Toney, Julio Jones, 2 as the backup, DJ Chark, Dobbs. You're the one that sniped me. You sniped him out of me. Oof. Josh Palmer. Based on you drafting from, I'm giving you an A-, man. And I know the difference between what I gave the B pluses to the other 2 teams. Like the thing that says about me, you got the high upsides. I think Swift has top 6 or 7. He's not in my top 10 rankings this year for running back. I think I would still prefer Saquon Barkley or Javonte Williams. I know that's a hot take. I think Swift has the upside. Don't get me wrong. I'm worried about it. That's my only thing. But you do have the insurance of J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift. I think 2 of those guys are going to finish as top 12 options. And so, yeah, I give you an A-. And then KJM showing up. Mike, thank you so much for being here, my man. Can you draft the user 1 slots team? Jam, my man. Appreciate you being here, man. Like I said, if you haven't liked and subscribed on the chat, we're only doing 1 mock tonight, but I would appreciate it if you'd like my analysis. Maybe, subscribe before I give you a ranking. That's what I should say, because otherwise you might not like what you hear and it doesn't go as well. But anyway, so you draft Jonathan Taylor 101. I think I've said this before. Christian McCaffrey is my 101 this year, but I cannot hate a man for taking Jonathan Taylor based on what he did last year. Tyreek Hill at the 212. It's hard for me because I'm not a huge Tyreek Hill fan, but nobody else that I felt like Mike Evans wasn't there, CeeDee Lamb wasn't there, Lenny wasn't there, so you kind of just have to take what the board gives you. So you take Tyreek Hill, you get Zeke Elliott as your RB2. Everyone's always hating on him every single year, just based on the fact that he's getting injured. But somehow he still finishes as an RB1, and he's just went off the board as what I think like the RB 11, 12. So I think that's a very safe pick. You get Darren Waller as your tight end 1. Very underrated, considering the fact that Devontae Adams is coming into town. People are thinking that that's going to hurt Darren Waller, even though I think they're just going to have to pass a lot more, and Darren Waller is going to be open a lot more, and he was being doubled and triple teamed and still producing fantasy points. So imagine if now he's only double teamed or single teamed. DK Metcalf at the 5-1, high upside pick. We know the talent. We don't love the situation, but that's okay. Joe Burrow at the 612. If Jalen Hurts had fallen to you, that would have been freaking amazing, but you had to take kind of what happened. Cordell Patterson, Robert Woods, Melvin Gordon, Hines, Henderson, Tolbert, Jameson Williams, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Zamir White. Man, I'm just going to be honest. I'm giving you a B. And it's not because I think you didn't draft well. I think just the players that fell to you. What would I have done? I think I might have just decided once Zeke at 3-1. I think I would have preferred AJ Brown over Zeke for sure. And so I think I would have just taken AJ Brown, and then I would have waited like the Darren Waller pick. I think I would have taken a running back like a Josh Jacobs, even though I know people are off Josh Jacobs this year. But those are kind of my thoughts, because I think the upside, like we're risking it a little bit with Tyreek Hill and DK Metcalf. Like, will Tyreek Hill be a top 5, top 8 wide receiver? I don't necessarily think so this year. And then DK Metcalf, of course, he's got the talent, but don't quite know. So, man, I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for drafting. Hope to get in a few more drafts with you later on. Hurricane comes back in. I took Cooper over Bateman to avoid the double dip into the Ravens passing game. I think Cooper can be a diet Brandon Cooks until week 12 when Watson takes the field. Oh, dude, if you have Cooper and you somehow make the playoffs, dude, lock and loaded. Like, your flex play is about to be amazing. So, Giddy with you there. Hey, appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here. Hurricane, you can ride it with a B+. Well, listen, if you get in a few more mocks with me, maybe you can get yourself up to an A. We got to work your way up here. We got to work our way up. Oh, KJM said, are you concerned about AJ Brown's knee? Listen, man, based on the fact that he has has it been 2 seasons? Like, he's had knee injuries. Last offseason he had like double orthoscopic like knee surgery. He's going to get injured. We all know that. But it's like the same way when I'm looking at like Chris McCaffrey. Can he give you a solid 12 to 13 weeks? Yes. And that's kind of what we bank on. We don't know the big injuries. We can't foresee into the future, but we do know he'll probably get nicked up. But he's so efficient, so efficient. I know people are worried about the targets. It's like, dude's probably going to get the same targets that he had in Tennessee. Like, there's no reason to think that that's going to change. And then maybe, yeah, his knees aren't the best. But we got to remember we're playing redraft year, not dynasty. So, like, in dynasty, I still have him as my wide receiver 4. I mean, he's 24, about to turn 25 years old. He's getting into the prime of his career. He's built like freaking Terrell Owens. I just think you have, like, those are some of my thoughts with AJ Brown. And so that's where you shoot for upside. Like, you got Jonathan Taylor at the 1-1. So then, like, between your next 2 picks, like, I'm probably shooting for upside because, like, hey, like, if everything goes right, I'm winning the chip. And that's what we're here for. There's two things. Like, you're shooting for upside because you want to win the league. Like, there's no one that wins that comes in third place, 4th place, 5th place, 8th place. Like, there's no difference between those places because you're shooting for first because you're either winning money or you have bragging rights on your friends. And so that's what we're shooting for here on this channel, is to help you win, understand those roller coaster rides, and be able to buy low so that it takes you over the finish line. Hurricane, knee cleanup. Yeah, his knees are like Mike Evans' hammy. It's annual. Yeah, at this point, like, we've seen what they can do with modern medicine. Maybe they'll eventually give him like double knee replacements and he'll be playing until he's like 35, like a Larry Fitzgerald. And someday we'll all be looking back like, well, knee issues. We don't even remember knee issues. Not that that's going to happen, but yes, it is like his annual thing. He'll just get them all cleaned up. I don't know how so many pieces of your knee can come unattached in a football season and then have to be repaired every year. But I'm not a doctor. I'm a sales representative. So that's not my job here. And then understood. So Hurricane, K-Jam, appreciate you guys being here. Anyone have any final questions about this mock draft? Will you be tuning in tomorrow as we drop some more videos? And then we will also be going live tomorrow night as well. So we're probably going to be going live somewhere around 8 EST. So if you guys want to stop back in, would appreciate the love to the channel. Appreciate everyone being here. But I'm going to give this a few more seconds because I know there's a slight delay to YouTube. But if anyone does not have any more questions, we're going to end the stream. But I'm going to give it a quick like minute. And if not, if you guys don't have any questions, just say peace and love, and we're gonna pop out of here. So I didn't even grade my team. So maybe if you guys have any more questions, think about it. I drafted Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Dalton Schultz, Justin Herbert, Elijah Moore, Ken Walker. I know we had a little bit of disagreement about Ken Walker. That's okay. Aaron Rodgers, because I freaking auto drafted. So I'm giving myself like a C+ with this draft, because if I didn't draft Aaron Rodgers, I'd probably give myself like a B, but whatever happened. Sky Moore at the 10-4, Gainwell at the 11-9, Rondell Moore, Noah Fant, Alec Pierce, and then Nico Collins. So decent squad. I like when you can get Joe Mixon and Saquon Barkley. I think that's insane upside with your RB1 and RB2 spot. So happy about that, but not necessarily feeling great about the depth on my team. Hurricane comes back in. A lot of it is fluid buildup. Yeah, the most concerning thing is how much cartilage he has left. He might go down like Gurley. The good news is he's not going in between the tackles. Like, he's just catching passes. And granted, I know you have to be able to cut on a dime and everything like that. So maybe at some point he becomes less of this athletic freak that just I mean, he's still going to be built, but maybe gets better at route running or something. Like, I know you can always kind of adjust your game based on kind of your athletic performance, but yeah, he is such a freaking athletic freak. Like, it's going to be hard for, if he ever loses a ton of that athleticism, to ever be able to come back for it. But Gurley is an insane outlier. The fact that Gurley made it until like the age of 26, granted, I know the age 26 season wasn't crazy, but for like a while, that 24 and 25, his age 24 and 25 season were just incredible. Like, it just feels so weird. And that's another thing with this running back position. Like, when we're looking at this, and we'll kind of dive into this, I didn't really dive into it in my video tomorrow, but when I think about my strategy, like, sometimes when you're even considering a redraft, like, you have to almost think of it like dynasty. Like, we see these guys are playing until the age of 26 and 27, but like right when they get to that like age 26, 27 season, they tend to fall off. So if you can somehow avoid it and be drafting the running backs in their 23, 24, 25-year-old seasons, I think sometimes you are placing a little bit more of a safety bet just based on their peak performance. But it'll be interesting to see, because there's these elite running back options like Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry. I know Derrick Henry's kind of an outlier. Dalvin Cook and Joe Mixon this year. And so we'll have to see how that performs. And maybe next year we reevaluate as a fantasy football channel and say, hey, we're only drafting these 23 to 25-year-old guys. But we'll have to see until we see this year what's going to happen. Yeah, Gurley's 27 right now. Insane. Same that he's not even in the league, man. Feels like yesterday 2019, we were drafting him in fantasy football. It does feel like ages ago. Absolute ages ago. But yeah, that I'm going to be calling that a stream, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We went 46 minutes. We will be live again tomorrow night doing another mock draft. So what can you do if you want to be a part of that mock draft? Subscribe to the channel, like this, leave a comment, like this video. And yeah, we're going to be doing another mock tomorrow. So follow me on Twitter too. My Twitter is right here as I'm here. So this is Nimi Caleb. So I post on Twitter every so often, but typically I'm live streaming on Twitter, but I'm also, of course, posting the sleeper links as we go. So we should do a listener draft tomorrow night. So if you do want to be involved, I will be posting all the links. And then depending if we don't have enough spots filled up, we will be adding in the randoms from the random sleeper universe. So Hurricane, thanks so much for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, shout out to everyone for being here. And yeah, excited to get it popping again tomorrow night. So I will catch you on the flip side. Talk to you guys soon.